right, Gary.
Do it.
All right, please welcome the Madison FFA chapter from North Carolina.
The meeting room will come to order. We are now holding a meeting of the Madison FFA chapter. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there?
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people in the order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to Puerto Rico and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington.
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I am asked to advise you from time to time as the need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why did you plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the president so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
There are 6 members, 1 advisor, and 0 guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice
brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess.
May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this meeting of the Madison FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. What is the first item of business?
Madam President.
Brianna.
I move that our chapter require that students wear FFA jackets to all regular meetings.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that our chapter require all members to wear FFA jackets at all regular meetings. This motion is debatable and it is amendable. Is there any discussion?
Madam President.
Brandy, you have first priority.
FFA students should have to wear their official dress to all competitions. I think that if we wear it at all regular meetings, that it would just help help us get more in a routine. So therefore, I implore the Assembly to get behind me and pass this motion.
Madam President,
Schuyler.
I am strongly in favor of this motion. Us having our FFA jackets is an honor as an FFA member, and us wearing them will not only further our knowledge as an FFA member, but tell us what to do. So join me in pass this motion.
Madam President.
Cheyenne.
I am strongly against this motion. Our jackets cost a lot of money, and have to carry them around to all of our meetings through school every so often that we have meetings would not only be a way that we could accidentally damage our jackets, but even worse, we could lose them. And some students do not have the money to get a new jacket. So I implore the Assembly to fail this motion.
Madam President.
Cameron.
I am against this motion. FFA jackets, although they are nice and are a symbol of the FFA, they are not exactly extremely comfortable. I think that they should not have to be worn to every regular meeting. So therefore, join me and vote no.
Madam President.
Brianna.
I'll be speaking against this motion. Even though FFA jackets are really nice and are really pretty, some of them, like I was, it might take a long time because your parents might not have enough money right then and there to buy your own jacket. So it was a hard time for me to try to get some of the money for it because it was a little bit expensive and my parents didn't have the money right then and there. So I implore the Assembly to vote no on this motion.
Madam President.
Seth.
I am in favor of this motion. As one of the previous speakers said, that the FFA jacket is a symbol for the FFA. That means it is a historical thing and that it shows our FFA pride. So if we decide to show our FFA pride, it will show other people in our school or in our community in general who the FFA is and what we are about. So I implore the Assembly to vote yes on this motion.
Madam President,
Schuyler.
we're having a lot of discussion on this motion, and I think we just need to hold it back a little while. So I move that we postpone this motion to our next regularly scheduled chapter meeting.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we postpone this motion to our next regularly scheduled chapter meeting. This motion is debatable and it is amendable. Is there any discussion?
Madam President.
Cameron.
I'm against this amendment. Postponement. There are lots of things on our agenda for our next meeting, and I think this is a fairly simple decision that we can make now and not take up time for other more urgent business. So join me and vote no.
Madam President.
Brianna.
On our next agenda, as I have seen from our calendar, we have a lot of stuff crammed in. So I don't think that postponing it to our next meeting would be a really good idea because we have so much to do at our next meeting. So we should handle it now. I'll be voting against this postponement.
Madam President.
Brianna.
I wish to speak against this postponement. All of our chapter officers will be here at the next meeting too. There's no point in postponing it. We'll all say the same thing. So we should just take care of it now. So I implore the Assembly to get behind me and vote this postponement.
Madam President,
Schuyler.
I'm strongly in favor of this movement to postpone. We don't have enough time in this meeting as I have to leave early, so I think it will help us out if we just delay it to the next meeting. Join me and pass it.
Madam President.
Seth.
I disagree with the views of the previous speaker. I feel that if we decide to postpone this motion, that we would be overloaded with other topics that would be coming in from any people in our committee. And not only that, we would have responsibility as officers, and we should efficiently get this motion efficiently done right here and now. So I'm putting the Assembly to fail this postponement.
Madam President,
Cheyenne.
I am strongly in favor of this postponement. I think that waiting to our next regularly scheduled meeting would get the opinions of the other members that are in our chapter. We are just a small fraction of the members, and I think that it shouldn't be up to us about the comfort and what other students will have to do for our meetings. So I implore the Assembly to pass this postponement.
We are about to vote on the motion to postpone the main motion to our next regularly scheduled chapter meeting. This motion requires a majority vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no.
No.
The noes have it. We will not postpone the main motion to our next regularly scheduled chapter meeting. The motion on the floor now states that our chapter requires the members wear FFA jackets to all regular business meetings. The floor is now open.
Madam President,
Cheyenne.
I move to refer this motion to the Chapter Development Committee.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we postpone this motion to the Chapter Development Committee. This motion is debatable and it is amendable. Is there any discussion?
Madam President.
Cheyenne, you have first priority.
I think that if we refer this to the Student Development Committee, it would give us a much better idea of the logistics that we would need to know for us to make this motion go smoothly and accurately. So I think that this would be a very good way to benefit our chapter and the way that we handle our meetings. So I implore the Assembly to pass this refer.
Madam President,
Skylar.
I am strongly against this movement to refer. We can handle this right here and now. We are our chapter officers and we were elected to make decisions like these. So join me and fail this.
Madam President.
I was to speak for this movement to refer. I think that we're just taking too much time on this one topic and that there's so much more that we could do now. So therefore, I implore the Assembly to get behind me and pass this refer.
Madam President.
Brianna.
I think it's a great idea that we would refer this to this committee because it gets other people involved in what we get to choose. Like, it was a fun time when I was on one of these committees and the officers gave us a motion like this. It was a great time for me and it felt like I was important. So I hope the Assembly would vote yes for this movement to refer.
Madam President,
Cameron.
I'm strongly against this movement to refer. We were elected out of the many applicants as an officer position. We were elected to make these decisions, and this is a fairly simple decision that I think we can make right here now, and it doesn't need to be prolonged. So therefore, join me in voting no.
Madam President,
Seth.
I am for this refer. I feel that if we refer it, that we would actually have an economical standpoint, that we can actually get funds to buy other people FFA jackets if they don't have them, so they can actually wear them to our regularly scheduled meeting, or whenever our next chapter meeting will be. So I implore the Assembly to vote yes on this refer.
We are about to vote on the motion to refer the main motion to the Chapter Development Committee. This motion requires a majority vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no.
No.
The noes have it. We will not postpone this to the next regularly scheduled chapter business meeting. The motion on the floor now states that all chapter require that members wear FFA jackets at all regular meetings. The floor is now open.
I raise a question of privilege.
State your question.
Can you turn on the AC? It's kind of hot in here.
Your needs are not able to be met at this time because it would be a distraction to the rest of the assembly. Are you ready for the question? The question is on the main motion that states our chapter require that members wear FFA jackets at all regular business meetings. Main motion requires a majority vote. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no.
No.
The ayes have it. The division has been called for. We will proceed to vote in a more accurate manner. All those in favor, please rise. Thank you. All opposed do likewise. Thank you. So with a vote of 4 in the affirmative and 2 in the negative, the main motion passes. Our chapter will require that members wear FFA jackets at all regular meetings. Recorded as such, Madam Secretary. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which shall now be transacted?
I have none, Madam President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which shall now come before this meeting? We are about to join this meeting of the Madison FFA chapter. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in a salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this meeting adjourned. Madison FFA Assembly, please stand for oral questioning.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Congratulations on participating in the National FFA Conduct of Chapter Meeting Contest. All right. There's a question for each of you. Most of them are two-part questions. We shall start with the president.
Yes, sir.
How lucky can you be? What is the difference between stating the question and putting the question?
Can you please restate the question?
What is the difference between stating the question and putting the question?
The difference between stating the question and putting the question is that whenever you state the question, it becomes the property of the assembly, and when you put the question, it's going to vote.
Thank you.
Madam Vice President,
Yes, ma'am.
what vote is required to adopt the previous question?
A 2/3 vote is required to adopt the previous question.
Is the previous question out of order when another FFA member has the floor?
No, ma'am.
Secretary,
Yes, ma'am.
Robert's Rules of Order newly revised lists 8 standard descriptive characteristics or rules for point of order. Please explain the rules for a point of order that relate to seconding and who makes the ruling in a normal situation.
Can you please restate the question?
Yep. Robert's Rules of Order newly revised lists 8 standard descriptive characteristics or rules for a point of order. Please explain the rules for a point of order that relate to seconding and who makes the ruling in a normal situation.
The rules for point of order relating to seconding and who the point of order is directed to is it does not need a second and it is ruled on by the chair.
The treasurer.
Yes, sir.
Is the motion to postpone to a certain time or definitely out of order when another FFA member has the floor?
The motion to postpone definitely or indefinitely would be out of order when someone else has the floor.
All right. Is a postponed main I gotta start over again. You guys don't get that look at me. If a postponed main motion is taken up on a different day, how many times can each member debate it again?
Can you restate the question?
Absolutely. If a postponed main motion is taken up on a different day, how many times can each member debate it again?
Can you restate it again?
I can reread it again.
Yes, I'm sorry.
All right. If a postponed main motion is taken up on a different day, how many times can each member debate it again?
The number of times that a member is able to debate on the motion that was postponed to a different date would be once. Once. Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
The reporter.
Yes, ma'am.
Which FFA officer is responsible for welcoming guests and visitors?
The FFA officer responsible for welcoming guests and visitors is the Sentinel.
Which FFA officer is responsible for preparing and maintaining a chapter scrapbook?
The FFA officer responsible for creating and maintaining a chapter scrapbook would be the secretary.
No. Yes, ma'am.
Name 2 debatable subsidiary motions that the subsidiary motion to commit or refer takes precedence over.
2 debatable subsidiary motions that the debatable subsidiary motion to refer takes precedence over is amend and postpone definitely.
And I guess that leaves the advisor left.
Yes, sir.
All right. What is the purpose of the privilege device to raise a question of privilege?
The purpose, can you reread, please?
Yes. What is the purpose of the privilege device to raise a question of privilege?
The purpose of the privilege device of raising a question of privilege is to, is for comfort and, comfort.
Okay. Second part. May the motion to raise a question of privilege interrupt a member who is debating the main motion.
Raising a, reread this again.
May the motion to raise a question of privilege interrupt a member who is debating the main motion.
To raise a question of privilege is not to interrupt someone on the main motion.
Thank you. That is the end of our questions. You made this, Mr. Dean.
Thank you.